Hi, it's Lisa. Welcome to my bookish agenda. I was going to reset my planner for this week, and I thought I would bring you along and maybe have a little bit of a planner chat about why I plan. So if that interests you, stick around. Okay, so let me see if I can bring you in just a little bit, if that's going to be better here. So I have my set of inserts here and there for a bunch of different sections of my planner. So let me go ahead and just take out the old ones. And I thought we could chat a little bit about some planner stuff. So these are my weeklies. I do a week on 2 pages, sort of like a Hobonichi style. But I made some changes. So normally I would just kind of go through this until it was done, but I made a tiny change to one of my inserts. And so what I did was this time I added a line on this side for weather. And I thought I would try that out. So I'm going to add these in. Oh, you know what? I need to clip it. So while I do that, let's chat. So if you're on this channel, it's probably because you're interested in planners or you are a planner. And one of the questions I get asked, because I post about my planner on Instagram and whatnot. Speaking of, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's always down in the description box. And I have friends that are not in the planner community that are like, why do you do this? Or when I run into people like at work, or if I'm just out and about and I have my planner out, people are like, why don't you just use your phone? And I get it. I use my phone. I mean, I'll jot down stuff, you know, but for me, I came to the planner community around, let's see, oh my gosh, 2015. I bought my first my first fancy planner. That didn't mean I didn't have any other planners, but my actual first, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm spending this much money on a planner. It was an Erin Condren planner, and it was just, you know, standard vertical layout, because at that time they only had vertical and horizontal. And oh my gosh, I knew immediately that this is what I needed, because for the most part, it helps with my anxiety. Now, I know I'm not the only person in this community that has anxiety and uses their paper planner to kind of cope with that, but I'm just telling you that it was legit, like not legit, because I'm not discounting anybody else's experience. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for me, yes, it was absolutely like one of the key things that helped me to manage my anxiety, because it was just so helpful to have a place to just put everything, to just like get it out of my brain, so it wasn't just like sitting there, and I'd have a place to actually get everything out of my head, and I felt better, like I could relax, because I'm like, oh, I don't have to keep thinking about it. I can just write it down and it's out of there and it's good. And so when I was really stressed out or really anxious, I could go to it and just know that everything was being held in there. And then it became a situation of, especially around the pandemic, when I kind of switched things up and I started focusing more on memory keeping and journaling and kind of keeping track of my day outside of just standard plans and to-do lists. Did I snip these? No, I did not. So these are my dailies. I'll show those in just a second. And I started focusing on really documenting my life, whether it was, you know, adding photos, adding little bits of ephemera, you know, that sort of thing. And the reason for that was, honestly, I have enough in here. Okay, so here's my, real quick, here's my side note. Here's my dailies. It's a day on 2 pages, because I date at the top and then weather, and then this is for like any call outs, whether it's an all day like event, or I have packages coming, or something that's just a little call out. Here's my schedule. This is timed from 7 to 12. And then over here is a long list for to-dos and notes, because I just want to be able to put down tasks or anything, like if I make a phone call, notes from that, whatever. And then this over here, I call it all the rest, because this is what I use to just Dear Diary journal throughout the day. And then I take these out and I use these in my Hobonichi Cousin, which I will do another video on that, because I'm pretty excited about it. It's something that I just started doing and I actually kind of love it. And wait a minute, that's not right. That shouldn't be in there. anyways, so these are my dailies, so I'm going to pop these in. And so, you know, it's planning for me started out as an anxiety management tool, and then it kind of morphed into a memory keeping, documenting my life. And the reason is because at some point, do I think that I'm going to be one of those people that has their papers collected and put in a library? No, obviously not. I'm not famous. I'm not well known. But I do see the value in having these kind of records available to family members, you know, once you're gone. My husband, if you don't know, my husband works in rare books and ephemera. So outside of books, he also gets a lot of papers, documents, diaries, things that family have, you know, sold for various reasons. And those diaries, man, they can tell you so much. Just, you know, things about how the state of the world was at the time, things about certain regions, just the daily documenting of life gives so much insight into how people lived in a certain time period, the struggles they went through, just even pop culture stuff. It's all in there. And so while this to most people will not be interesting, it is nice to think that at some point I will have a document of my life, or if my kids did want to flip through it at some point and did want to see how it was, they have it. And there's a story that I saw on Twitter. Well, it was like a little tweet. Real quick though, these are my fitness. So basically I created these to just kind of track, like, you know, you have good intentions here, right? To list out what you're going to do for the week workout wise, or if you have any like fitness, health goals or stuff like that, great. So that's what this column's for. And then it starts Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you know, of course, Saturday and Sunday on the back. And so basically this is customized to me. So I know that I took my pills and vitamins, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, steps, activity, Apple Watch. I'm an on and off again, like Weight Watchers person. Like I still have the app and the program and stuff like that. And so if I'm in the mode where I'm tracking points, I put that there. And then sleep, and then a quick little area for any sort of journaling. Like if I want to talk about something I struggled with that day, and it doesn't even have to be necessarily fitness or food related, just mental health wise. It's just nice to have it here. And it doesn't need to be really detailed, but if it's something that I need to put, and I don't always use it, but I like to have it. So I created these, and so I have these in here. I'm almost done with, you know, this week. So I'm going to take these out, and these will already be ready. But, yeah, so I was on Twitter when O.J. Simpson died, you know, and of course it was kind of like blowing up with the news. And I saw a woman who said, you know, the only reason she was younger, she wasn't really, I think she was like, well, yeah, I know she was a baby when the verdict was announced, you know. And if you were alive at that time, you know that it pretty much took over the world. I was in high school, and the verdict came out when I was in school, and I was in athletics, and our basketball coach had it up on his TV, and his office was crammed with all the basketball team. And I was in the athletic training room because I was a student trainer, and the news came out, and it was like just chaos, you know. And so it was such a big deal. And so this woman said, you know, I was only a baby, and the only reason I know about it, that it was such a big deal, is because my mom wrote about it in her daily diary. Like she kept a diary, like a journal of when I was younger, and like, you know, had to feed the baby, or, you know, the baby was, you know, fussy today or whatever. But in that she wrote, you know, today's the verdict. And she kind of detailed, well, I think she even detailed the whole trial, like throughout her journals. And so her daughter as an adult got to see insight into what was, to some, was probably just like a silly pop culture moment, but it was still such a time that that trial really did take over our country. And to have that direct insight to somebody who was living it at the moment, to me, is invaluable. And so while it may seem silly to write things down like, oh, I got this, or, oh, I had lunch with, you know, my kid, or, oh, we had this like giggle fest in the car, it brings me a lot of joy to remember that, to document it, to put it down on paper, and to have just it available if my kids ever want to look at it. So I'm replacing my worksheets here. So basically I just do a bullet journal style for my work, and it's basically just, I created these. I mean, it's simple grid. It's not like, you know, anything fancy, but I left a big enough margin up here where I could highlight the top, put the week and the week number, so it's like this. And then every day I just, you know, like Monday date, and then what I have to do Tuesday. And then I just, usually I only need 2 pages per week. So I just needed some extra pages. What do you call it? So that's that. So yeah, so that's why I do this. I have a system now. I've been struggling, I'm not going to lie. I've been struggling with how to archive these, especially my dailies, where I actually do journal on this and add in everything that's happening, frustrations, joys, celebrations, just, oh my gosh, I'm ready to go home, whatever, you know, like, and then I was struggling with how to archive these because honestly, I'm not a fan of the binders. Like when you're done, just putting them in a binder and putting them on a shelf. I don't know. I came from, you know, Erin Condren's where it's, you know, super decorated. And then I kind of morphed into the Hobonichis where you had book bounds and you could flip through them and you could add stuff. And now I'm in a ring, you know, and, you know, oops, sorry, you know, Traveler's Notebooks, stuff like that, where you could archive them in a way that kind of looked nice. And I don't know, it just doesn't, to me, it just doesn't look very nice, which I know is first world problems, right? But I have found a way to archive these, and basically, like I said, I want to do another video on it where basically I take this page out. Like this is just to-dos and notes. And if there's anything really big on this page that I need, I will manually add it to my cousin. But basically I've been taking this out, cutting it, pasting it into my cousin, and decorating around it. And that's how I've been archiving these, which I love because now I don't have to take this text and transfer it to my cousin and rewrite it. I don't have to do anything like that, and I don't have to worry about archiving. I just take these and I just glue them in my cousin and then decorate around it, and then add anything that's important on this side that I want to remember. I'll just add it around it, and so far it's worked really well. I need to put in this week that's ending. I need to put in those in my cousin, and then I thought maybe I'd do a flip through and walk people through that. So if you're interested, let me know. But yeah, so that's basically why I'm a paper planner. I love having a space to get out all the brain static. I love having a space for that. I love having a place to like journal throughout the day. It's helpful when I'm, you know, when I just need to get some thoughts out. Wait a minute, this should not, oh yeah, okay. And I like having a document of my life. I just like having the memories to look back on. It's fun, and one day when I'm no longer here, maybe my family members will find it interesting too. So how about you? Why are you a planner? Why do you write everything down? Why do you enjoy this hobby called paper planning, functional planning, decorating planning, whatever it is that you do? Why do you do it? Let me know in the comments, because I would love to talk to more people about this. I find it endlessly fascinating why people use planners, what kind of planners they use, why they use them, like how they use them, all of it. So that's why I love making these videos, because I love watching these videos. So yeah, let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching. Okay, bye.